wish you a great flight with Econ Air from Kassel-Tenerife.
Good morning everyone from Air-Clips. Everyone welcome to our flight. We are flying from Kassel in the middle of Germany to Tenerife South, beautiful island of Spain. It's a pleasure to fly out of Kassel because the people around here, they love it to have an airport and to have an operate company out of Kassel to fly for them to the destinations. And we feel that, and we are very pleased to fly out of here. Well, to my colleagues, to my crew members, I'm Ismet Temel, first of all, sorry for that. I'm since beginning of operation with Sundair, and it's a pleasure to be here. My colleague Tim, we joined together the company, Tim Gansman.
Yeah, hi, my name is Tim Gansman, as Ismet mentioned before. Presently we're in a crew room from Sundair and getting prepared for the flight Sundair 3012 to Tenerife, which includes some crew briefing, fuel calculation, and of course a cup of coffee. So I hope you enjoy the day flying with Sundair. All of you viewers from Air-Clips, you're welcome on board.
Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to our flight from Kassel to Tenerife South. We have done this flight many times, so we know what to expect on this flight. The standard values for our flight today: flight time, first leg 5 hours 20 minutes, flight level 37,000 feet, and on the return flight time 4 hours and flight level 380. Passengers total 142 for the first leg, and for the return 110. Then the weather in Tenerife South, here we have yeah, as I said, we know what to expect. It's light wind, few 2018 degrees, and the maximum temperature is 25 degrees at 14 Zulu. So it will be with some clouds, some wind, and nice weather actually. Turbulence en route. Let me check again. Yes, here we have. Turbulence we can expect over Spain. There's a jet stream, so let's say in 1 hour 30 minutes after our departure we can expect with turbulence, and it will last probably until we are out of Portugal. For about 1 hour we can expect, but nevertheless seat belts on for the passengers, and cabin be seated for you or cabin released. So that are the standard values. Safety relevance for this flight: we have tourist German passengers, so there will be no special issue, I guess. And security reason, we are flying to a European country, so there's also nothing to be worried about it, I guess. If anything will happen, so just tell me, tell Mina, tell Tim, so we can discuss and find a solution for this. That's all what I would like to share with you. Tim, would you like to share something?
No, actually, we are done.
Ah, cool. Thank you very much. Mina? Johannes? Katharina? Nee, Rebecca. Why do I... There are 3 colleagues, I change always. Rebecca, Katharina, and there is a second Katharina. So I miss up always, I don't know why. Sorry for that.
You're welcome.
Porsche? No. Okay, cool. Then we can go to the aircraft and prepare our flight. Thank you very much. Is boarding completed?
Boarding is completed, but the Johannes macht gerade head count.
Okay, then I'm waiting for the head count. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Runway is 27.
Wind?
Yeah, 27. Wind 220, 16. 3 degrees. 1006. Dry, and then it's 73.4.
73.4. Anti-air is off, huh?
Yeah, engine anti-air is off. First, our load sheet 35.7, 308, 340, 597, 73.4, 56.9. Okay, the load sheet is very fine. So you may read the values I can put in.
Okay, good.
Zero fuel weight.
Zero fuel weight, 56.9.
56.9, and CG
35.7.
35.7. Block fuel 16.6. And we have no imbalance. And takeoff weight is 73.3.
7.3 is it?
What is our trip wind? Can you just on the flight plan?
Trip wind is headwind of 67.
67. Okay, thank you very much. And then, yes, please, Mina.
With 144 and
144 point plus one. Okay, cool. Then we are fine. Thank you very much. Yes, please close the doors. Thank you.
Okay, performance. So
Performance. So I have calculated for Kassel runway 27.
yep,
Wind 220, 16, 3 degrees, 1006 QNH, dry,
yep.
and flex. The values are 151,
Yeah.
151, 153, config 1.
151, 151, 153, config 1. And
Yeah, 151, and what was it? 153,
153,
config 1,
config 1.
and it's down 0.5. Down 0.5, and flex is, there will be a toga, looks like. Yeah, still toga, so it will be a fun takeoff. Well, then we do toga with config 1.
Toga, config
Yeah.
1, the computer room.
And what's the reason? It's the takeoff weight with 73 and 2500 meters. It's it has to be takeoff toga thrust. Well, then no flex, toga thrust, and engine out 2400.
Okay, checked.
So get the clearance, please. Then I can do a briefing.
Ja. Kassel-Tenerife, schönen guten Tag. Sind Air312, stand 1 information data, request standard clearance to Tenerife.
Sind Air312, Kassel Tower, Delta correct, startup approved, call you back for clearance, slot time 0840.
0840, Scope sind Air312. 0840.
Okay, CTOT is 0840 and setups approved. I will do a briefing as expected for runway 27 as we are familiar with the airport. So we have Airbus 320 and 3 nav. CFM engines, FMS is valid until 29th of March. Performance is updated. OEBs for the aircraft.
Sundair 3012, clearance available.
Yeah, go ahead please.
Sundair 3012, go ahead.
Sundair 3012, clear to Tenerife via Warburg, 9 November, departure route, flight plan, route, squawk 1122.
Clear Tenerife, South via Warburg, 9 November, departure, flight plan, route, squawk 1122, Sundair 3012.
Sundair 3012, read back correct.
Okay, what was the...
1122.
Okay, check.
Okay.
Warburg 9 November and squawk is 1122. Then I continue with the briefing.
Yeah, good.
OEBs, OEB 41, erroneous alternate fuel prediction upon modification, so we have no company flight routes, so it will be not the case, and no engagement of guidance mode in case of go around.
Okay.
Of guidance mode, yeah.
Nothing changed, huh?
During go around, checked. Then mail items, the aircraft is good. No mail items, weather we have checked in the office for route and destination. And so the dispatch is also possible with our current values. Dispatch landing distance is 1,400, so we have about 1,800 margin, and engine out go around gradient 6.5 according EFP. Then status, I have green operating procedures. Pack 1 is now on. Recall is normal. Checked. Then init page Echo Delta Victor Kilo Golf Charlie Tango Sierra, alternate Golf Charlie Lima Papa, Sierra Delta Romeo 3012 Sundair 3012 and course index 29, flight level 370. We might revise the flight level probably. Zero fuel weight is 56.9, 35.7 CG, block 16.6, takeoff 73, overweight landing for any immediate return is required, and taxi route reserve is updated. Performance for runway 27 standard takeoff with toga, power config 1, engine out 2400 and speeds 151, 151 and V2 153. Accuracy is high, GPS primary, we can fly PNAV, SITs and arrivals, so currently the SID Warburg 9 November on the chart 5-10 Warburg 9 November, when passing 2500 contact Bremen radar, and Warburg 2 November. So I have checked the other page.
Warburg 9 November.
Yeah, Warburg 9 November, thank you very much. It's on page 520.
520.
Passing 2500 contact Bremen radar, then the SID Warburg 9 November 3.9% up to 1100. We have no, that's possible for us. Then 126.65 for the departure, 12665 on my side. And number 3, not to be used during activity of night low flying system, so we have daytime, that's cool. Initial climb 4000 is set, and FMS altitude 1300 or above. Yeah, altitude 1300 or above, and then Victor Kilo 271, Victor Kilo 274, Warburg, and then flight plan route Papa 12, no constraints. RABNAV is set. Secondary engine out SID is prepared. 20 miles straight ahead. MSA 4100. and yeah, holding over 20 miles according EFP takeoff performance. And emergency briefing. If you have to abort the takeoff, I will call a stop. Apply max reverse, maintain directional control when aircraft has stop parking brake set. Attention cabin crew on station, attention cabin crew on station. We evaluate our situation and decide either ECAM or emergency evacuation checklist, whichever will be applicable.
Okay.
And until 100 knots we will consider to abort the takeoff. For cases we decide it's important to abort from 100 to V1, I will abort the takeoff only for engine fire, severe damage, loss of thrust, if you are in doubt that the aircraft will not fly safely, for any red ECAM, and for amber ECAM actions only if it's engine or flight control.
Okay.
After V1 I will continue takeoff, no action below 400 AGL, which means today 1300 feet, except positive climb gear up and silence the bell. When aircraft under positive control, engine out side is just straight ahead 20 miles, then I will request ECAM actions. Primary ECAM actions are engine fail must switch off, engine damage first engine discharge, engine fire second engine discharge. Primary ECAM actions completed passing engine out acceleration altitude 2400, push level, accelerate, establish clean configuration at green dot, open climb MCT, and continue ECAM. Before status, stop ECAM, check CB reset and normal checklist, then continue with status. If ECAM actions completed, evaluate situation, hold over 20 miles at MSA 4100, or we can either climb to 5000. Evaluate situation, and if any long runway is required, which above 2500, then we can consider Hanover or Frankfurt, which are about 60 miles.
Okay.
Good. Any questions?
No
Thank
questions.
you very much, then have fun.
Me too.
It will be nice. Then we have startup clearance, and then
slot, so we are perfectly on time. We can reach there.
Then before start checklist, please.
Okay. Before start checklist, gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
Science is on, auto, arm.
Fuel quantity.
16,660 is checked.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
QNH 1006 set.
QNH 1006 set. Cross checked. Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
Beacon is on.
Parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
And mobile devices.
And flight.
Flight mode. Before start checklist completed.
Thank you very much. And starting engine number 2.
Clear right.
Starting engine number 1. Okay, 2 good engines. Flight controls.
Ready. Go ahead. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral.
After start checklist, please.
After start checklist. Anti-ice.
Anti-ice is off.
Ecam status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
30.9 is set.
And rudder trim.
0.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. After start checklist completed.
Thank you. Request taxi, please.
No taxi. So on the 3012 request taxi.
Der 3012 taxi holding point runway 27 via Echo 2 Lima Alpha.
Echo 2 Lima Alpha to holding point runway 27 sind der 3012.
Left is clear.
Clear right.
Brakes check.
Pressure 0.
Yeah, 1 minute for our CTOT. Actually, we have plus 10. Cabinet is confirmed. Ready for departure, please.
Und der 3012, wind 220 degrees, 1 knots, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
3012 runway 27. Clear takeoff. Schönen Tag noch.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff, please. Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. Runway 27, approach clear, no red lights, and runway is clear. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Ecam memo.
Takeoff no blue, flaps 1.
Takeoff, no blue, flaps 1. Takeoff runway.
27, confirm.
27 confirmed. And PAX
On.
before takeoff checklist completed. Ready when you are.
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff. Toga SRS runway auto thrust blue.
Checked. Thrust set. 100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive time.
Get up. Now.
Checked.
Just climb, not to thrust.
Checked.
Autopilot 1 is on.
Checked. High contact. On the flame radar. schönen guten Morgen. Sind der 3012 passing 2700 and climbing 4000 traffic 990.
Und der 3012 Bremen Radar, guten Morgen, identified. Climb flight level 90.
Climb flight level 90 sind der 3012.
Flaps.
36 flaps.
0.
0.
Direkt Elnat.
Direkt Elnat,
Set standard, please.
Standard set. Passing 57 down.
Checked.
Hotel 3012, contact Lange Radar 125.225.
125.225 sind der 3012. Schönen Tag noch, ciao.
Ebenso, danke. Lufthansa 123, contact Lange Radar 127.725.
127.725,
Landräder, schönen guten Tag, sind der 3012, passing 74, climbing flight level 90, over Babel.
Air Romeo 3012, hallo, identified.
Looks like we are not coming up any further.
Speed vertical speed 1000.
Checked.
Yeah, 34 or 330.
340 sind der 3012.
Hotel 3012, climb flight level 170.
Climb flight level 170 sind der 3012.
First climb 170 blue.
Checked.
Contact us on 13565, tschüss.
13565 sind der 3012. 35650. Landräder, schönen guten Tag, sind der 3012, passing 106, climb level 170, inbound is Saben.
Hotel 3012, moin, identified, climb level 220.
Climb level 220 sind der 3012.
220 is blue and 10,000 items, please.
Is seatbelts?
Yeah, seatbelts is off, please.
Copy active.
Und Air 3012, proceed direct to Bamsu.
Direct Bamsu sind der 3012.
Bamsu. Confirm Bamsu?
Confirmed.
Bamsu is net.
Policeman, do you want me to modify that on 340?
Yes, please.
So new cruising level is 340 for now, and
Checked, yeah.
we climb up further later on.
It's beautiful weather.
Climate level 240 sind der
240 Blue.
Cheers. It's going to be a long way down to Tenerife today.
Yeah, it will, and the way back again. Good day, dear passengers, welcome on board, Captain speaking. After our departure in Kassel, we flew over the beautiful city of Warburg. Thereafter we continued over Luxembourg, France, and currently we are over France at an altitude of 35,000 feet, approximately 10,600 meters over the sea. Thereafter, in a short while, we will continue over the Gulf of Biscay, then a small part of Spain, Portugal, and thereafter we will continue our flight over the Atlantic towards Tenerife. Our arrival time in Tenerife will be at local time, Germany local time 1455. And the weather around 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature at 14 local time at 25 degrees. There are also some clouds and some wind for the cooling, and appreciate to fly with us with Sunder and Schauinsland. Enjoy your flight. Thank you very much. Folks, welcome to our flight again from Kassel to Tenerife South. Currently we are at an altitude of 30,000 feet. At 35,000 feet we had some turbulence, and so we decided with Tim that we should climb to have a smoother flight for our passengers especially, so they can enjoy the flight. We are flying over Portugal, and in a couple of in about 30 45 minutes, 40 minutes, we will be over the Atlantic and flying towards Tenerife South. It's a pleasure to have you on board, of course. Otherwise we are kept locked here in the cockpit, but it's a pleasure to give you the feeling about our flight, what we do, how we enjoy the flight. And the good thing about flying is, especially if you fly over the clouds, then you have beautiful blue weather, and after the flight you have some brown tint in your face. When you come home, then they ask you, did you make some vacations, or did you go to work? Well, to my person, again, my name is İsmet Temel. I have Turkish background. I'm Swiss, and right now since 1 year also German, with flying for Sunder, my new company. And I love to be here with the new colleagues. It's very nice, and we have very nice atmosphere between us, enjoying the work and enjoying the flight. I'm married. I have one baby girl. She got yesterday 8 years old, so at the weekend we will have a birthday party. And how do I become a pilot, or why? Especially when I was 16, 17 years old, I felt a passion for flying. I had the chance to see the single engine aircraft, the small aircraft flying over a village in Solothurn in Switzerland, and I got the passion for that, to see how it's possible to fly, how it feels like to fly. And one time I visit the airport near to Solothurn, which is Grenchen. So for enthusiasts, Golf Romeo Echo, the VR, or Lima Sierra Zulu Golf. Yes, as I remember, this was the airport I start my flying. I made a Schnupperflug. It's called Schnupperflug, yeah, in English. Just a fun flight with a flight instructor for 1 hour, and I felt, I have to become a pilot. It was really fun to make this flight. But before I get a pilot, I did apprenticeship, and then I did the second job as a computer programmer. Apprenticeship, I did the insurance clerk, I guess that's the right word, with Alpina Insurance in Solothurn. And thereafter I worked 1 year as an insurance clerk, and I had the chance to get a computer programmer training on the job, and I worked for 10 years as computer programmer for Berner Insurance, for Allianz, to make some commercials for these companies, if it's allowed. Then finally with Zurich Financial, and thereafter I got the chance to get an airline job as first officer with ACT Cargo in Turkey. I had the chance to fly the first Airbus. It is the 300 P4, the very few first aircrafts of Airbus. It was fun. It was everything was classic. We had good teachers, and enjoyed the flight as first officer. And in 2010 I had the chance to change to Onur Air in Istanbul again, and to fly the 320, 321, and the next was the 330 with Onur Air in jet operation. I came along over the world with ACT Cargo. I flew to Africa, to Asia, to whole Europe, and with Onur Air we flew mainly to Europe and Middle East, and with the 330 operation to Asia, Africa mainly. And yeah, on the 330 after 2 years I came back to 320, 321 again in Istanbul, and then I got luck and got my captain upgrade, and since almost 3 years I'm flying as captain on the 320, 321, and since 1 year I have the chance to fly for Sunder, and it's very nice to be here and enjoying the flight with Sunder operation and with the colleagues. The flights here, they are very nice. We have perfect destinations, always tourist destinations, vacation destinations, flying to Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Hurghada, and next summer, this summer we will fly to Greece, the islands, and very nice, and especially out of Kassel, the people in around Kassel airport, they are very happy that we fly in Kassel. It's a beautiful airport, small, very friendly, in the middle of Germany, and the people, they love that we are there. We feel that, and it's very nice to be there. It's I can say very relaxed, that we feel the people enjoy that we are there.
My name is Johannes. I'm a flight attendant on this flight. Today we're going to Tenerife. I live in Banata, which is a suburb of Kassel. We are flying with Zund Air from Kassel-Tenerife, which is a small, tiny little airport in the center of Germany, and from Berlin-Tegel, which is a bigger one. Yeah, when did I start at Zund Air? I started 1 year ago, so a few days ago was my assessment center in Kassel, the 22nd of February in 2017, sorry. And yeah, this was my assessment center. Then I have been invited to my initial course, because Zund Air is my first airline. I've been at school before. I've done my A-levels in Kassel, and yeah, I've done my A-levels during my initial course. So while I was in Berlin for cabin crew training, flight safety training, dangerous goods, I also learned for English and ethics and German literature and all this stuff. And yeah, now I'm here as a flight attendant. Yeah, my initial course was for at least 6 weeks. Yeah, it took 6 weeks to do this. We had a service training, we had a good flight safety training, lots of funny exercises to do. We had to learn a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's important for our job. We have many different colleagues, some who have already experience in flying, already knowledge from other airlines, but many who are new, many from Kassel even, who are yeah, from hotel business or from restaurant business and all this stuff, and but also many experience from other airlines who have been here and who helped us in the first weeks. So we are a startup. It will take us 2 more hours to Tenerife, and the captain told us we will have approximately 26 degrees, so it's a great temperature here. In Kassel today we had about 0, it was freezing and very cold, and now 26 degrees. It's wonderful, even if it's just 1 hour, so our turnaround time is approximately 50 minutes, sometimes a little bit more, it depends if we've got a slot or other circumstances, but yeah, 50 minutes are not long. But even in winter, if we have 10 degrees below 0, it's awesome to just stay 10 minutes on the stairs in front of the airplane, see the sun, see the happy people enjoying their holidays, who are relaxed after the flight or who come relaxed after the holidays to fly back to Germany. Yes, you see, I did this job while I was at school, so it was a hard time to do the A-levels while being in the initial course, but you see, you can do it, and lots of people do it. We have some people who have never expected to do this before. A colleague from me who was working at the airport in Kassel just switched from the land to the flying personnel, from the ground staff to us, and yeah, I want to invite everyone who has motivation to do this great and awesome job to do this, because Zunter is not the only startup. There are many startups, but we are searching new employees, so if you want to, feel free to apply for our stations in Kassel and Berlin-Tegel. So we're searching new people. If you have already flight experience, if you have no flight experience, we are doing lots of initial courses. We're getting 2 more aircraft for the summer season, so we need new people. I want to invite everyone, do it, feel free. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but it's maybe the best job in the world you can do.
To our aircraft, it's Airbus A320. With 174 passengers, or sitting better, and it's a medium-range aircraft. It's able to fly almost, yeah, I would say 6 hours without any, non-stop 6 hours. And I start with the screens. We have our PFT, which shows the situation of the aircraft with blue the air, brown the ground, and we are able, especially within the clouds or in bad visibility, to focus on the PFT and to check our attitude in the air, our situation in the air, about flight axis. We have our speed, indicated airspeed, our altitude, our heading, our Mach number, and this is our FMA, flight mode initiator. Here we see the flight modes we are flying. So we are flying on Mach mode, on alt cruise. This is soft altitude. It allows the aircraft to deviate from the 30,000 feet plus minus 50 feet, so it does not require to increase every time the thrust for this. Then we are flying with autopilot 1, both FTs are on, and auto thrust in active mode, so the aircraft is flying in managed mode and in autopilot 1. On this screen, this is our navigation display. Here we see the route, which we first prior our flight, we put in our flight plan into the MCDU, and once the MCDU is filled in with the flight plan, then we are able to see the route, the airports, many constraints, many informations. For information purposes we can use. So we can change the range of the navigation display to have more or less information displayed in arc mode, in rows mode, many of informations. We have here our standby instrument for any case. We have our engine warning display. With the memo part below, we have information about the engine parameters. N1, EGT, N2, fuel flow, our fuel on board, and we have currently no memo informations, and our SD page, system display page, so we are able to select each system and show the information on the system displays. And there are different informations we see about each system: cabin pressure, electric page, hydraulic, fuel page, the APO which is not running, of course, and then the condition of in the cabin, in the cockpit, doors, slides around, about the wheels, and our flight controls. So it gives us many informations which are informative for normal operation, for abnormal operation, where we can take the information about the situation of the aircraft. What else? Our MCDU, where we can put fill in the flight plan and flight parameters, let's say the performance for the cruise, for the descent, for the approach, where we have to put in the data once we have the ATIS for our destination, our flight plan with all the waypoints until our destination, with the landing runway and the missed approach. We have our radio management panel, where we are able to contact over the frequencies, active, standby, ATC, and the tower. And then we have ACP audio control panel, where we are able to control the voice over which frequency we are able to broadcast, and to hear the frequency to the ATC or ATIS, whichever. Then we have our panel for the weather radar, speed brake, flaps handle, parking brake, our thrust levers. What else? Our transponder, again audio control panel, radio management panel, MCDU again, and then of course our clock to set to UTC time, universal coordinated time, our FCU flight control unit, where we can select the speed, heading, altitude and vertical speed with autopilot 1 and 2 buttons, auto thrust in active mode, then approach and localizer button if we fly to only localizer instead of ILS, where ILS is here. Airbus has managed mode and selected mode. So if we have the dots, then we are in managed mode, and if we have fly in selected mode, then we have pulled these knobs towards us to be in the selected mode, where we can interrupt or fly the aircraft with different speeds than programmed in the MCDU. Overhead we have our overhead panel with again with each system for oxygen, let's say CDR, cockpit voice recorder, the systems for the ground proximity warning system, ELAC, SEC, FAC1, ADRS, our engine fire push buttons, hydraulic, fuel, electric, air conditioning, and here we have the switches for the lights, for switches for the cabin lights, especially seat belts, emergency exit sights, lights. And here we have cabin pressure system controls, where for emergency we can control the cabin pressure. And on this side we have again the cargo smoke controls with avionics ventilation, and if you have to start the engine in manual, then there are the manual start we can use. Normally the engines are started in automatic, where the FADEC controls each sequence, but for any reason if you have to start it in manual, then we have to initiate start with the manual start. Push button 1 for engine 1 and push button 2 for engine number 2. Yeah, then we have our CDs at the overhead and at the back for any reset, computer resets where it is possible or applicable. And the resets we mainly, then we have our EFP, our iPad, where we are able to calculate our performance for the flight. So we have from Airbus we have the electronic flight pack, and it gives us applications where we can do the load sheet, the takeoff performance, and here we have our object library. I guess it's called object library, OLB, with the FCOM, all the documentation of the Airbus where we can use for informational purposes.
Maybe you're interested why I'm started my career as a pilot. It started really early, back in the days when I was round about 10 or 11 years old. Unfortunately, my parents are divorced and separated from each other and moved away from each other. So they sent me back and forth with an airplane. It was the Eurowings out of Nuremberg up to Düsseldorf, and back in these days it was actually allowed to have access to the flight deck and visit the pilots during the flight, especially for kids. Unfortunately this changed, and we hope it's going to change again in the future. But anyway, I spent a lot of time in the cockpit and met some really nice people, and every time I seen these guys it was like wow, this must be the best job ever. And actually, guess what, it is. So basically that's the reason I became a pilot. I was just impressed from these guys and want to do this for living. I started on a different aircraft. It's the BA-146, lovely called Jumbolino. It has 4 engines, and it's an old-fashioned aircraft. So it's a totally different story to this beautiful piece of technology. It's an analog system, so basically it's a clock shop with no digital displays. Everything is just old-fashioned analog. But I actually enjoyed flying it, and I learned a lot and appreciate everything my colleagues taught me, because this is flying like it used to be like 30, maybe 40 years ago, and I learned a lot. So nevertheless, now I'm on the Airbus, and I really like that aircraft as well. It's one of the amazing pieces of technology I ever seen. It reduces your workload a lot compared to the old BA-146. It's a totally different story. This aircraft, you are not flying like a conventional aircraft. It is more like managing a system. It reduces your workload a lot, and it's opens up some more capacities for other duties. And after a day working in the Airbus, it's you almost didn't work. Back in the days at the BA-146, after 5 legs or 6 legs, sometimes you came out of the aircraft and thought, oh my gosh, it was a long haul flight today, or and you actually looked like it, because we had to put some oil in the APU and just did a lot of things what you would never do on this kind of aircraft. Just let me tell you a little story about how to impress some little kids in the flight deck. So back in these days when I traveled as a uncombined miner back and forth between Düsseldorf and Nuremberg, the pilots were really friendly and showed me a little trick, and I still do this trick to the kids. When they visit us after the flight in a cockpit, I ask them if they can help me for a second, and everybody makes some big eyes. So I tell them, just please do me a favor, and can you make a lightning test for me, and rotate this little knob up, and all the lights coming up, and the kids' eyes are going like this. They're going back, looking at their dads and saying, oh my gosh, I could help the pilot, and it's amazing. Every time you see it, it's amazing. So most probably a lot of parents hate me now, because it's going to be really expensive if they're going to make an education as a pilot. But nevertheless, they did it to me, I did it to you. Okay guys, hope you enjoy the rest of the flight with Zund Air 3012 to Tenerife South, and I'm pretty sure you will find some more exciting videos on Air-Clips.com. So relax and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you for listening.
Okay, let's start with the briefing for our arrival. We have received our ATIS. Can I see the weather again, please? Yeah, just for information reason. The weather in Tenerife South is runway 25. It will be an ILS 25 Yankee with QNH 1016, temperature 24, and the wind 250 at 19, minimum 13 and maximum wind is 29. So it will be a fun arrival and approach. We have calculated our landing performance, so our landing performance is at landing distance 1910 with these ATIS values, and we have a margin of 1000 meters, and according ATIS is Bravo 3 closed as mentioned earlier, so we have to use Bravo 2 taxiway to vacate the runway to the right. Now the briefing itself, auto brake is low, no status, below landing weight. Approach charts, first of all 6-10 Conva 5 Hotel.
Yeah, good to see.
So the waypoints will be Komba, then Gurkha, Brick, Tango Fox November, Terfe, then ILS runway 25, Yankee with 2600 feet, 3 degrees ILS, flight slope substitute 1850 on 7-40, page 7-40. 1850, yeah, it's the same. Then MJ is 420, and in case of go around, straight ahead to Tango Fox Sierra to 5000, left turn to Tango Fox Sierra again, climbing 70, flight level 70, and holding over Tango Fox Sierra, inbound course 074.
Okay.
Radnev, I will set Tango Fox Sierra, well, I will only set Tango Echo Sierra, MDV, and Tango Fox Sierra also for number 1. ILS frequency is India Sierra Uniform Romeo, 110.9, final course 254. Accuracy GPS primary, PR nav, you can fly PR navs. Performance, managed descent, approach ILS 25 Yankee, MDA 420, config full, QNH 1016, 24, 250 at 19, and fuel minimum required is 1.8 and extra 1 tons, almost 20 minutes extra time.
Okay.
After landing, we will vacate the runway via Bravo 2 and thereafter according to ground instructions.
Okay.
Because of the high wind speed at ground level, there is a note that wind shear may occur during approach. If you have a wind shear on approach, then wind shear toga, follow SRS, no configuration change until out of shear, and then contact ATC, perform go around misapproach procedure, and come again for a new approach or consider evaluate the situation. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
946, 24-7, hasta luego. 24-7, hasta luego,
Na, schneiden wir unser Flugzeug mal auf den Rücken.
UPII.
Alles easy. The highest mountain in Spain.
Air control communication.
I have control and communication.
Dear passengers, Captain speaking. In a short while we will start our descent for Tenerife. The latest weather is temperature 24 degrees, some wind, and beautiful, actually beautiful weather for the vacations. So on behalf of Sonder, my crew and Schoutzland, we wish you pleasant vacations. Thank you very much, it was a pleasure to have you on board.
I have control, thank you.
No change. My communication.
Ready for descent.
270 knots, okay. Computer element.
So the 012, step by.
Cesar 3012, Roger, descent by level 250.
Descent level 250. 012.
Back descent 250.
Check.
Adelante. Sí, La Palma pisando sobre la 36 y tiene tiene usted el meter de la 13 Zulu.
It's pretty sad that we can't stay here. Huh?
Yeah, very bad luck, but maybe the company is very kind to us and they're gonna organize an overnight.
That would be nice. but I don't.
To a specific address.
Tango negative to number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 4. Twitter 3102, proceed direct Tango Fox November.
Direct Tango Fox November, so there.
Confirm Tango Fox November.
Confirm.
Tango Fox November's change. Open descent. Choose. Vertical speed. Choose.
Number 5 hotel, number 25. Number 5 hotel, 25, clear, 24.
Transfer open descent.
Change.
Thunder 301, show me when I identify descent high level 110.
110 is blue.
Checked.
Engine anti is on, please.
Engine anti-ice on.
Checked. Engine anti is on.
Engine anti-ice off. There it is, PD.
Oh la la, UPII. Vertical speed minus 1500.
Cheers.
Thunder 3012, expect to review speed 220 knots.
Transfer open descent, speed selected 220.
Cheers.
Derecha tengo personal, canal 116.
Speed Alstar.
Checked.
If you wish, you can give 10 minutes to landing. Heading 130.
Check.
Can you sequence your flight plan, please? Direct ISO 12 and radial lane 074. Transide local descent 90 is blue. Change. Transide local descent 80 is blue. Change.
Speed 012, speed 200 knots, 200 knots.
We're using like speed 200 knots.
Okay, speed vertical speed 80 is blue, speed reducing, and flaps 1 please.
Speed is checked. Flaps 1.
And again open descent.
Checked.
Speed 012, speed 190 knots.
Speed deck 190 knots.
Speed selected 190, activate approach phase please. Checked, approach phase.
Canadá Smith 454, buenas, con usted.
Smith 454, muy buenas, identificado radar, aviso.
Saludos,
And
buenas.
10,000 guidance please.
3012, call final approach 1277 here.
177. Okay. And Canarias approach.
Sunday 2012, buenas, radar contact. Continue descent to 6,000 feet, Guinness 1016, turn right, heading 210, final vector, clear to intercept and follow the localizer.
Descending 6,000 feet on QNH 1016. It is the localizer.
Transide local descent, log star 6000 blue, QNH 1016.
Checked.
Approach checked please.
Approach checklist. Auto brake.
That's clear, K1145.
Auto brake is low.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Error ref.
QNH 1016 hit.
QNH 1016 set. Cross check passing 7,300.
No, check.
Minimum.
Minimum 420 set.
Barrow 420 set and approach checklist is completed. Cabin is ready.
Sunday 3012, continue down to 3,000 feet, clear aviation approach on way 25.
Fast lock blue, head 1 still, autopilot 1 and 2, lock is checked.
Change.
And vertical speed.
It's gonna take us around.
Checked.
Sunday 3012, 23 metro threshold, contact tower 119.0, adios.
119.0. Yes, so long.
Continue approach, wind 25027.
Can you update?
2703, contact 126.1.
Can you update the wind, please? 250 at 27.
250 with 7.
Yeah.
November, expect clearance in a few seconds. We have a longer runway with occupation on
With
the
7.
exit available at the end of
27, yeah.
27.
Roger, expect late clearance, case reception,
Yes, it.
Kassel 7 Juliet, November,
4025, maximum 30.
Finland 25, crash for Geneva, nothing key.
So there will be a departure.
There will be no departure.
No departure, okay.
Yeah. Speed on the
Okay,
discretion.
thank you very much. Out.
Shit.
Right slope alive.
Checked.
Flaps 2 please.
Speed checked. Flips 2.
Checked. Speed 180.
Checked.
Speed 170.
Checked.
Right slope star.
Thunder 3012, runway 25 clear to land, wind 25025, maximum 30.
Thunder 3012, runway 25 clear to land.
Clear to land.
Checked.
Radio altimeter line.
Checked. Speed managed.
Checked.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Full flaps.
Speed checked. Flaps 4.
Landing checklist please.
Landing checklist. IK memo.
memo. Landing no blue, flaps full.
Landing no blue, flaps full. Landing checklist complete.
Okay.
Tower Orange 575 established on the highway 425.
Orange 575, continue approach, wind 250, 20, maximum 30. There are no departures right now, you can increase speed if necessary.
Okay, copy that. And we'll continue departure Orange 575.
Autopilot is off. Cat 1.
Check. Stabilize.
Checked. Checked.
400. 100 above. 300.
Check. Land.
Checked.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
Checked.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard, retard, retard.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Please, sir.
Final braking. And reverse off because of the vacation.
Change.
Orange 575, please.
It's a long way to go, huh?
Yeah, very.
It's closed, you will have to locate almost at the end of runway via Bravo 2. Expect landing clearance in a few seconds.
Copy that, Orange 575. Torre, muy buenas, Trans 1 Yankee Tango, full establish on the ILS Yankee runway 25, 18 miles out.
Trans 1 Yankee Tango, buenos días, continue approach, wind 25020, maximum 30. You can maintain speed now higher if necessary. Right now we have no device.
Clear right.
Check.
Very good, approach, Trans 1 Yankee Tango.
Standard 3012, Bravo 2, ground 1219.
1219, 3012. Normal Indians, the 3012.
Standard 3012, buenas tardes. Continue right on to Tango and follow maps and instructions. Position Echo 64.
Echo 64 is complete, right,
Echo 64.
Check.
So, Echo 64.
Buenas, 377 Echo X-ray, position. Echo 59, requesting startup.
3 at Echo, 7 Echo.
Please. Echo 6, here is checked. Lights off, please. Partial inside.
Lights off.
16, clear to Manchester, please.
Please call delivery on 121.75.
Okay, 12175, sorry, 60 whiskey.
Hello, Germania 1321, request startup. Germania 1321, buenas tardes, startup approved. Startup approved, Germania 1321.
Parking brake is set.
Rear view brake is on.
Checked. Number 1 off. And number 2 is off.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.